strategy consultant and mentor, Prashant. This is my first video in the Operational Excellence series. What we are going to cover today is problem solving techniques, and this is the part 1 of the same. So in this problem solving technique video, we are going to cover all these things which are displayed on the screen, right from use of 5 whys for root cause analysis, use of 4 whats for decision making, use of 3 events for pattern recognition, use of 2 wheres for risk analysis, use of 1 which for identifying bottlenecks, and use of 1 how for error proofing. In short, that's the 5W and 1H clubbed together and called as problem solving techniques for the purpose of operational excellence and business improvement. So let's begin with the first topic, 5 whys. The 5 whys problem solving technique is one of the most common techniques used in the business world, and it is very useful for root cause analysis. That is, if you can understand the cause and effect relationship, whenever there is an effect, in this case the effect is a problem, and in order to find the correct solution for the problem, we need to understand not just the immediate cause but the root cause, and 5 whys is used for root cause analysis in the industry. It's a technique for getting past first impressions and finding the root cause of a problem. This technique simply involves being persistent enough to go beyond the first impressions and continue to investigate the details, because there is often more to the situation than meets the eye. So what happens when you encounter a problem in your business? Doesn't matter which industry you belong to. In problem solving, you will find that the first impressions do not always reveal the real cause of the problem. So what you need to do is study the issue, keep asking why, investigate further, and as you get more details, you have to keep asking further whys. And through this, you will achieve or realize the root cause of the problem. And practice tells us that after 5 whys, you will be close to the real answer. In the 5 whys method, you need to keep asking why again and again, and graphical representation of the same is displayed on the screen right now. When you encounter with a problem in your business, it could be any kind of problem. It could be a problem in your product, a defect in your product, a problem in your process, a problem in your operations, any area. So when you find an original problem, you ask the first why, and you need to obviously investigate, because real answers are never got in a immediate manner. So you ask the first why, you investigate, you will arrive at an answer. Then you need to ask a second why and repeat the same process of investigation until you receive at an answer. Then you need to ask a why again, investigate. The cycle repeats until you reach the 5th why. And once you have reached the 5th why, you will reach to the real cause that has caused the problem in the first place. And that is how this method works. It's a very bare bones and simple method, but it does work wonders even in real tough situations, be it the corporate world or even in your real life. Now I'll run you through a practical application of the 5 whys technique. What you can see on the screen is an example of the retail industry. Shrinkages are very common across the retail world. So if we have to address the problem of shrinkage, let us take a specific use case, that as in we have a retail store that sells various costly merchandise, including garments and apparels. Now they are trying to address the issue of shrinkage, which is exceeding their normally acceptable values. So they ask the first why, and they arrive at the immediate cause, that the shrinkages are caused due to theft by shoplifters. Now, shoplifters uh, could be their own employees, or it could be the people who are walking into the store. It could be anybody, but that is immaterial to the particular business case here. So they further ask the second why. Why the theft by shoplifters is increasing, and they arrive at another immediate reason, that there are several anti-theft tags that are not working. If you have walked into a retail store uh, and any kind of costly merchandise, including apparels, they are tagged with an RFID passive tracker, which will be which will be clipped on the clothes. So those kind of anti-theft tags have not been working for quite some time now. uh, they're not stopping at this stage. They're asking a third why, and they are investigating deeper and further, and they arrive at the error instance. What specific error occurred in this particular instance? And that is, there was no replacement order placed with the vendor for those anti-theft tags. Now, in general, one would stop at this why and say, okay, let's quickly place a replacement order, get new anti-theft tags, and the problem is solved. But no, we have still not arrived at the root cause. So they go ahead and ask a fourth why, which leads them to the reason of this particular error. The minimum stock levels for security consumables have not been defined, and once they arrive at this particular reason, that means there is some issue in their process itself. It's not one of a kind of error or a mistake that has occurred. So they ask a fifth why, and after a deeper investigation, they reach to the actual cause, real cause, or the root cause, that the security department was not included in their material requirements planning process. So what do? Once they have reached the root cause, they can obviously address it with the right kind of solution. So as a solution, as a permanent solution, what they do is they review their standard operating procedure for material requirements planning, and they redefine it to include the security as well as any other departments that were missed earlier. So in this manner, by carrying out a 5 whys exercise, they have arrived at the root cause of the problem. Now, if this exercise was not being done, then what would have happened? The problem still remains. The problem is shrinkage, and somebody would have stopped at any of these intermediary stages. Like, let's do some more physical frisking. Let's increase the surveillance and or the security guards on site to ensure that the shoplifters are not able to steal stuff so easily. Or they could have simply placed a order with the vendor to get new working anti-theft tags. But all these solutions would not have addressed the real root cause. So once you address the root cause, you can ensure that the solution that you work out will address similar problems even in the future. That's the beauty or the benefit of applying 5 whys technique for root cause analysis. I hope it's very clear to all of you. It's a very short video and a very simple method, but a very effective one. So on a lighter note, just to add a bit of fun, I am gonna show you how not to use 5 whys, because I have seen in my 2 decades of experience that good companies and great professionals, they are unable to apply the 5 why techniques in the right manner. So here's an example on the screen right now. Let's assume the problem is that you have reached late to office on Monday. Then what happens? Your boss obviously has some urgent work, and he is irked, and then he starts firing down at you. So what you do then? You come back to your desk and ask yourself the first why, which leads to the answer that you were stuck in traffic. Then you go on and ask the second why. Why were you stuck in the traffic? Because probably you had to use public transport. You go ahead and ask the third why to yourself, and you'll realize that you had to use public transport because your car had broken down. Now, if you ask a fourth why, you'll arrive at this answer, that probably your car broke down because you missed the regular servicing that was scheduled for yesterday or Sunday, the previous day. Now, last but not really the last one, if you ask the fifth why, uh, you might come up with some answer like probably because I had a fight with my wife on Sunday. Now, if you go ahead with five eyes in such a manner, the only solution would be to stay away from your wife. Now, that's not the right way or the right solution. So, people can goof up while using the five eyes technique, and one should try to avoid that and try to investigate thoroughly and answer each of the whys as accurately and honestly as possible. That's the purpose of showing this funny example here. That was part one of the problem solving techniques, where we covered the five whys technique. And in the operational excellence series, I'll be coming with many more such videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care.